What's up everybody, this is Donnie with Pvgna.com. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today's video is going to be a sort of follow-up piece for a couple videos and discussion pieces that have come up recently on our Dota 2, one of which is a clip of CCNC giving advice to his viewers as to what is the easiest way to improve your game really quickly.
Play Dota without hitting a single neutral. Ever. Never ever hit a neutral camp. And that's not correct, but it's more correct than playing Dota and hitting as many neutrals as everyone does. And playing Dota with no neutrals will force you to think about making moves and where do I want to be on the map and what do we need to do, because you're just going to have all this downtime to think where you're not brainlessly hitting neutrals next to your own tier 3 when you're ahead.
And the other is a longer form video that Blitz made and posted on his YouTube channel, which you should go check out if you haven't seen in its entirety. I'll put the link to his YouTube channel in the description below. And basically, these two videos are talking about the importance of pressuring the map and being aggressive and being active on the map at all times. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because both Blitz and CCNC are mid players, and they are both high caliber players who play Dota at a much higher level in games that are much higher quality than most of the Dota audience is used to. So we're going to look at a replay of a game that I played in an unranked game where I got stuck playing the solo support and I picked Ogre Magi, and I have 4 cores on my team, and as one would expect, the game did not go very well. However, I wanted to show you that you can impact the game as a support just as much if you focus on playing aggressively and making plays and pressuring lanes. So as we get into this video, you can see that we are quite far behind in terms of kills. There is a massive Phantom Assassin, and so I get caught out trying to get some wards down unsuccessfully, but I also have a Hellbear Smasher dominated. So I'm dead for another 35-40 seconds, but I'm running my Hellbear Smasher top because I see that that lane is pushed in very heavily towards our base. I want to keep the other team from being able to hit our racks as much as possible. So I'm, using my Hellbear Smasher's abilities. I'm running down this lane with my Helmet Dominator creep. I'm getting some gold, which was hard for me to get in this game because we have 4 cores taking all of the gold in a very small part of the map. And so every little bit helps, especially when you are the only person buying wards and detection. And so I'm dead, still getting gold, still pressuring lanes, and you can see that our Nature's Prophet is TP'd top as well. And because I'm able to link up with him with my Helm of Dominator creep and the waves that I pushed in, we're able to start putting pressure on this top lane. And again, this is stuff that I'm doing as a 1-in-8 Ogre Magi, who's basically spent the entire game bloodlusting my teammates and placing wards and dewarding the enemy team. Now we're hitting their top tier 2 tower, we're forcing rotations. Again, I'm using my Hellbear Smasher to just make as much space as possible. I'm trying to help out my Nature's Prophet somewhat unsuccessfully here, but you can see that we're forcing them from one side of the map to the other, and we're delaying the game. You can see that our OD is bottom 4 net worth. And as I juke the stun with my Hellbear Smasher, you can see that they are chasing my Helm of Dominator creep. And now we can see that there are 4 of them on the map. We see 4 of them on the map, which means that it's safe for us to all collapse on this PA who's here alone, overextended, and despite having way more net worth than anybody else on our team, again, numbers advantage is the most important thing here. 4 heroes who are half the net worth of 1 hero can generally kill that 1 hero, because if you have lockdown, you have ways to kind of shut that 1 hero down, and you can use your numbers advantage to just kill them. So again, I grab another creep here, and I'm just going to start running it down the lane. We have a Clinks who basically has done nothing this game. He has not really pushed any towers. He's kind of just been running around, farming jungle creeps. Our OD got absolutely crushed in lane. Almost no impact in this game. Generally speaking, our team is not doing anything aggressive, and they haven't been for upwards of 30 or 40 minutes at this point. And so in this clip, you can see that I grabbed a Helm of Dominator because I just felt like it was good with our team, and it allowed me to do things like split push with creeps, which you can see I'm doing here. This was a game where Anybody who showed in lane would basically just get ganked by 2 or 3, even 4 people on the enemy team because we had really no pressure on the map at all. And you can see that I actually draw 2 heroes to me. Whether this is optimal by the enemy team is completely irrelevant because, again, this is sort of just the general experience of a pub game where it's not very coordinated, people over-rotate all the time, they overreact, but you can abuse that fact to have a lot of impact in the game. So you see that 2 heroes rotate, actually 3 heroes rotate to deal with me and my Helm of Dominator creep, which leaves just an Invoker and a Phantom Assassin pushing our racks with the Aegis. We're lucky in the fact that PA's Aegis times out here, but at the same time, I've forced 3 people bottom, which allows us to take a 4-on-2 fight, and even a 5-on-2 fight, which will basically always be won by the team that has the 5, especially if it's in your base with spawn advantage and just such a massive numbers advantage. In this clip, you can see that we are about even in net worth, but we're still behind by a bunch of kills. I grab another Helm of Dominator creep, and there's a massive wave top, which I know that I need to stop coming towards our base. So I start Hadoukening it down, I'm hitting it with my body, I'm bloodlusting myself and my creeps. I am using all of my spells to push it as quickly as possible. And then when all of the enemy heroes stop showing on the map, I back off and send my creep down the lane to continue pushing it, because that's another thing you can do with the Helm of Dominator. So again, I'm pressuring the lane with my creep. I'm waiting for the other team to show where they are, because I don't want to just die for no reason. And you can see that the other team really wants to push our high ground. But they also now have like a double or triple wave coming towards their high ground. So what this does is now Tusk, one of their important save heroes, one of their important save supports, has to go home, defend. We are able to, again, take a numbers advantaged fight against the other team, 4v5 in our base, plus buybacks. And it ends up going well. We kill the PA, and suddenly their push is over. We have managed to drag this game out even farther, which is good for our 4. And I should note here that the amount of space that I'm making really shouldn't be done by me. This should be our Nature's Prophet. It should be our Clinks doing this job. But because they are not doing it, somebody has to, and so I took the responsibility on. I itemized accordingly so that I could actually accomplish this task, and you can see that it's having very positive results on the outcome of the game. In this next clip, you're going to see that we are chasing out, and my team is basically just chasing as for this Tusk. Meanwhile, I'm focusing on the important thing and pushing this lane, because if my team were to chase and get more kills, how would we take objectives? There's no creeps anywhere near the base, unless I do what I did here, which is push 2 waves, force the creeps towards the enemy side of the map, and allow us to pressure in actually 2 lanes, because we have our Nature's Prophet. So you can see that because I was able to pressure this bottom lane with myself and my Helm of Dominator creep, I'm drawing 3 enemy heroes down here, which allows our Nature's Prophet to do what Nature's Prophets do best, and rat the racks on the top. Even though we're not doing a whole lot of tower damage, we're still getting a lot of objective damage done as a team, and that's super important. And you can see here that I'm basically just trying to waste as much of their time as possible, make as much space for Nature's Prophet to do some damage. If you have a Helm of Dominator, you should be grabbing every siege creep that you can. I just focus the tower while my team dives and, dies, but I'm getting this tower, so now we can start taking racks. And again, I'm going to die here, not a big deal. I get a Bloodlust stuff up on my catapult before I die. I wish I was focusing the range racks the whole time, but I switch it over to the range racks, and you can see that I get about a quarter of damage done on the range racks just by having this Helm of Dominator creep. In this clip again, you can see that I grab a siege creep with my Helm of Dominator, I bloodlust it, start pushing the tower, I put my siege creep to focus on the tier 3 tower, I start bloodlusting the other siege creeps, and I'm really just trying to play as much objective-based gaming as possible. We force some more buybacks. You can see that we're just doing a ton of damage to this tier 3 tower with these siege creeps that I bloodlusted. We got about half the health with almost no commitment. We force the buybacks, back out, start pushing the other lanes as well. So basically all these examples that I've shown you of, ratting with Helm of Dominator creeps, and this whole game I was grabbing creeps and just running them down the lanes to drag the Radiant creep waves back towards their base and just keep the pressure off our base as much as possible. And it basically has culminated in dragging the game out long enough where, despite having 4 heroes with terrible early and mid games, we're able to get to a point where the enemy team has 2 cores. They have a PA with a 5-second BKB, and they have an Invoker. And yes, they have quite a bit of team fight and disable, but you can see here that I was able to get a clutch save off on the OD by disarming the PA before BKB, negating the PA's BKB, which ends up in PA dying. We take a good fight, and despite entering this fight down 20 kills and down a bunch of net worth, we are now in the driver's seat for this game.